Here's an easy way to make your profile picture for any of your social media platforms. Sure, you could use a selfie, but this will give your photo a little bit extra something to spice things up a bit. We'll be using a tool called Snappa. It's free to use and it's easy to learn. So I do have a full tutorial on Snappa, but it's quite long and detailed, and someone recommended to me to break it down into more digestible sections. So if you want to know all about the features and what each of these little buttons do and the nuances, then I do recommend you to watch that full tutorial, and I'll leave that link in the description below. But without further ado, let's get right into it. And let's go over and create our profile picture. And we're gonna go back here and click on the create a graphic again. And one thing that you don't see here is a preset for profile pictures or logos. But that's alright. We can just go ahead and create a custom size to create our logo. And I'll throw up on the screen somewhere that the recommended sizes for some popular platforms here. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and create a custom size here, and I'm gonna use the 400 by 400 pixels. And I've been able to use this size for multiple platforms other than Facebook, like in Pinterest, I think. Yeah, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, and probably a few other ones that might work. But who knows when they decide to change the formats for them. But if they do, all you gotta do is just go back in here, make some small adjustments to the size here, and it will work just fine. So let's click on the create button. And it's the same deal. It has all these same functions as creating the cover that we just did, except on a smaller canvas. Alright, so let's say you want to use a picture of yourself for your profile. You can always upload it and make some adjustments as needed. And I'm going to use one of their pictures from their libraries just so that you can see. So instead of selecting the background this time, I'm going to go and use the graphic photo to simulate an uploaded picture. So I'm going to click on the graphics tab here, and I'll click the photo tab, and I'll put in exercise to find a picture here. And let's see what we can use. And this one looks pretty good. So instead of clicking on it, I want to click on the corner and crop and rotate it. And you can use the whole picture if you want, but I only want the face of my profile here. So I'll grab the little handles again and move it to the position that I want. And I think that looks pretty good right there. And you have two options at this point. You can leave it as a square item, or you can change it to a circle crop by selecting the button down here. And that changes it to a circle, but then you have to resize it again, but that's not a big deal. And it's completely fine whether you choose one or the other, because most of the platforms will scale and center the image for you, but it might not look the best depending on the image size that you use. And I noticed that they like using these circle images for your profile, so we'll go ahead and use that. And we'll make some adjustments here. And that looks pretty good there, so we'll just go ahead and click apply. And we'll accept the changes. And once you do accept the changes, it'll save it into our uploads tab here. So now if you click on it, it'll drop it over to our canvas and turn on the grid lines just to see how that looks. And then we'll also turn on snap too, if it isn't already on. And then we'll just snap the image to the corner of the canvas here. And then we'll grab the opposite handle here and we'll drag it to the opposite end of the edge of the canvas. Nice, I think that looks pretty good to me. So now, this is just my preference, but you can definitely use an image as is, but I like to add one more thing to it to make it look more interesting. And I'm going to go over here to the Shapes tab right here. And I'm going to go ahead and select an empty circle, and I'm going to stretch it to nearly the edge of my picture like so. And now I'm going to increase its border width a little bit by maybe, let's say 15. That looks okay right there. And I'm going to change its color to maybe a light gray. Yeah, I'll change it to a light gray. And then I'm going to change its opacity to 50%. Now let's go ahead and toggle the grid lines off, and I think that looks pretty good. Gives it a little bit more depth. So I'm gonna go ahead and name it real quick, and I'm gonna save it. And we'll download that. And we'll choose transparent background for this one and high res. There it is on the corner here. And we'll add a cover photo again. And we'll put that in there. Drag into position. See, so the cool thing about this drag position is that this right here is different than the business page there, so it's going to cover some of our words here. So I'm going to move it up just a smidgen here, right there. I think that looks pretty cool. And I'll do the same for my profile picture here. I'll upload a photo, and I'll use the profile picture this time. Upload that. That looks pretty cool. And I'll save it. And there you go. Now you have a complete picture of yourself here or whatever, and your cover photo for both pages, for your personal page and my fitness page. I think that looks pretty awesome. Once again, if you want to learn more about Snappa or how to make the cover photos or thumbnails that you saw in the video, then go ahead and check out my complete tutorial on Snappa, which I'll leave in the description below. Regardless, if you want to get started with Snappa, then go ahead and click on that link, which I'll also leave in the description below. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.